Well, to celebrate Scotland Loves Local Week, I've decided to bring you to one of my favourite little holiday spots. Now, this is a place I fell in love with when I came filming a few years ago. What's not to love? Look at this, on the bonny banks of the Dee, in bonny Ballater, Royal Dee side, of course, royal connections. And it's in a great place because there's such great walks around here, the beautiful scenery. And what I love about the high street here is it's the shops, they're all run by local people. And it's full of shops that you just don't get in a normal high street. It's very unique, bespoke shops. And Harris absolutely loves it here as well because it's a very dog-friendly village. He's allowed into lots of the shops, and there's a cafe that's even got a doggy section on the menu, hasn't it? It does doggy pancakes. Yeah. Well, I've promised him he's going to get some, so let's head off and get them. Hi, you all right? Right, we're going in. Hello. Right, come on, in we go. Oh, he's desperate to get his pancakes. Here's breakfast. Julie, this is great. Harris absolutely loves coming here for the doggy pancakes. I love how you've got a dog section in the menu.
Yeah, well, we have so many tourists in the local area, and everyone always goes on holiday with their dogs, so we just felt that it was most appropriate to have a dog section on our menu.
I mean, the first time I came here, I was like, oh, there's actually like four-legged friends. There's the kids menu and then the doggies.
Of course, we couldn't leave them out.
No, you couldn't. And chicken pancakes, favourite. Now, I've come here on holiday a few times, and it's a place with lots of independent shops and cafes and restaurants. But I take it here it's very seasonal.
It is, although in the winter we do have all the skiers that come up to the local area because we have Glenshee and the Lecht quite close to us. So it does drop off slightly, but we're still quite busy throughout the winter time.
And how important is it to you then that local people support the businesses here? I mean, you've obviously got during the summer season and during the peak ski season, you've got those big peaks of people coming, but you need to have local people shopping.
Absolutely, because no big chain businesses can beat local produce. So it's really nice that all the local community can get together and buy from one another because, like I say, a big chain can't stand up to what local can produce.
There's so much here. Like, you drive along the roads, I mean, obviously given the amount of tourists that are here, but there's so many little places hidden and it's just really well kept.
It is. Ballater's a beautiful place with stunning scenery and some really picturesque walks locally that the tourists just love to come and visit. And there's so many different unique, ruins that you can explore. Ballater has so much to offer.
This way. Yeah. Bryn, the last time I was here, we were talking about the flooding, and this was a shop that was really badly affected by the flooding in Ballater, wasn't it? Where was the water again in here?
Oh, somewhere around about this height, certainly a good 4 feet of water.
And, I mean, you lost so much stock then? And
We lost about 10,000 books, somewhere in that region, and a lot of other stock besides on the gift side of the business as well.
And I mean, that would have been devastating at the time for local business.
It was.
But you've come back and you're still here.
We're still here.
You're still here, still trading.
Yeah, a little older maybe, but still here and still going strong.
And behind us here, I mean, there's so many local books. And what I love is, you know, you're not just relying on local business people supporting the business. You've actually got local writers and you're helping get some of the work published.
Yep.
Which is fab. Yep. How did that come about?
Originally, it was way back about, I think, 2009, the first one, and a local chappie called Ian Cameron wanted to write a history of Ballater, and I helped him to write the book, which is this book here. And Plantain Roots.
There we go. Available in all great bookstores in Ballater.
Indeed. That was the first one, and then I helped Ian write that, and then some other people came along and had ideas which were concerning the local area, and I helped them to write those books, and we published them ourselves.
And this is you supporting the community that support you?
Yes, in many respects it's local interest, and that also, some of these things have gone to all parts of the world, really. Because, well, yes, I mean, it's so important to have local support, and I think this was highlighted particularly after the pandemic, when we first started coming out again. The local support then was tremendous, and it helped the whole village, not just our business, but all the businesses, which essentially Ballater is still a traditional Highland village, with most of the businesses being owned by family concerns, really.
Yeah. It's local people running local
Yep,
businesses.
yep, absolutely.
Oh, into the butchers. Yeah. Wowee. John, I think Harris is enjoying being in here when we come past. He's like pulling. He's done that every time we've visited. He's been desperate to come in here and see why. It's the most well-kept, tidiest butchers I think I've ever been in.
Thank you very much.
And I see you've got 60 balloons,
Yes.
and that's not anyone in here, is it?
No,
That's-
it's actually, the business is 60-year-old this year. So started in 1963 with Mr. Sheridan, who's sadly no longer with us, but we try and keep the tradition going as a traditional butcher with add-ons like the new stuff.
And
with the more-
you have such a big selection of meat there as well. That you've got your Balmoral bites and Balmoral
Yes.
bakes.
It's these things are all created by the staff. Basically, we come up with some ideas. Sometimes we copy other ideas and change ideas into ourselves. But through the Meat Federation, Scottish Meat Federation, everything kind of works together to try and keep the butcher shops going.
Tell me how important local people shopping here is. Obviously, it's been around for 60 years, so you're doing something
Yeah.
right. And I would expect 60 years ago, probably the tourist market, I mean, it wouldn't have been what it's like now.
Shopping local is very important because at the end of the day, we employ about 15 people in our business, and we're not shopping locally, then there's no jobs for these people. So the more people that shop local and keep these businesses going, either you lose them at the end of the day.
I suppose a lot of people that come here, people that are here for day trips or on holiday, but you'll get a lot of locals as well.
Yes. So through April to kind of October time, we get a lot of tourists as well as a lot of locals. But from October time onwards, it is quite quiet, so it is locals that kind of keep us going through the winter. We do have lots of regulars, which is really nice to see.
And that's it. It's like building up a relationship with the community, people living locally that run local businesses.
Definitely, definitely. There's a local association that has like businesses in it and things like that, and we all know each other quite well. We all try to work together, and it's definitely community spirited within the business world as well as the kind of local world.
And how did Shorty's start up then?
In all honesty, because no one else was doing ice cream
Really?
locally. Yeah.
Really, in a place like this
So-
with so many day trippers and...
Absolutely. No, there was nothing like it. Years ago there was, but they had obviously, they retired and just decided that it wasn't anything to do with it not being popular. They just kind of stepped back from having a business. So I had been travelling and I came back and decided, well, I want to do something. And instead of buying a house, which in the current climate I think was a bad choice, but business is booming, so that's fine. I decided to open an ice cream parlour because I've always kind of loved the idea of cold desserts. I was 4 years old and said to my mum, can I have an ice lolly? And she said, right, but it's November and it's raining and nearly snowing.
You've always been obsessed with ice
and
cream
I just
then?
said, why do they sell them then if you're not allowed them?
It's a bit like me being
So-
obsessed with the weather when I was younger.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
obsessed with ice cream
So-
and then here you are.
Exactly, and you know, there was a lot of speculation at the beginning of, oh, is this going to work? It's so quiet in area in winter and things. But we're very versatile. We do different things in winter, so no, it's been a great success, and it's loved by a lot of people. I'm so pleased to say.
I mean, you are a staple on the high street here, and so how important is it to you to have local people supporting the business?
Yeah, I mean, it is really important. As I say, in the quieter months, if we didn't have local support, then we wouldn't kind of survive. We've got, you know, the world is your oyster when it comes to ice creams.
I would have suggested if you didn't have it, Biscoff, and I see you've got it.
Absolutely.
So it would be rude not to try it, I think, while we're here.
No problem
Harris
at
has
all.
had his treat. He had
Oh,
these
has he?
pancakes. Harris, like ice cream. Come on. Well, the end of another fab day out in Ballater. Just love it here, especially when the sun's shining, got an ice cream. Harris, I think, had a fun day. Obviously, it peaked when he was having his pancakes. But what we found out again today is that shopping local is really vital to business, even in an area like this that relies heavily on its tourism in the summer. But especially during the winter months, these businesses wouldn't survive if it wasn't for local people still shopping locally. But we have had a great day, haven't we, Harris? You had a good day? What do you think? Ballater, high five? Yeah. I think that's a 10 out of 10. Right, shall we head up the road? I've just got to finish my ice cream first though.